Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening, you guys, and welcome to the immersive experience. Today, we're going to talk about being a hypocrite, actually, because I've been going through a lot of shit, a lot of hypocritical shit, right? I've been going through a lot of shit, really. So, I think that's why I want to talk about hypocrisy. I know I asked the question this week to women. Why do you think that men are mad at us? And my answer was because we're hypocrites. I do wholeheartedly believe that as women, we are just that. We are very, very hypocritical of the things that we expect out of people, the things that we want to see from other people, and then yet we offer none of those to ourselves. We don't give ourselves the same courtesy. I feel like we really, really got lost in the ideology of being free, being a woman who can make her own decisions, being a woman who can say like, yeah, I had sex with so and so, so the fuck what? What are you gonna do about it? And I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to own those type of things. It's beautiful to be that person, to be that free, to actually say like, yeah, this is me. This is something that is happening. This is something that I'm doing. But what do you want to see? Is anything that you're doing conducive to the woman that you want to be? Is anything that you're doing conducive to what you want in the long run? And if you start asking yourself questions about it and you're thinking, obviously it's probably not, right? So I think of it in the sense as if I say that I want to be somebody's wife, I want you to marry me, I want you to do all of these things, but yet I don't walk in that light. I don't walk like I want you to be those things to me. And so the thing is essentially how I found out that I was being a hypocrite is because of the way I would fuck other people. Like I would fuck men. Like I would be like, oh yeah, you want to be somebody's wife, or you want to be somebody's girlfriend, or you want to be something, something, something. But yet we always feel like it's like, oh, I'm entertaining too many people. Like how do you narrow it down? Like how do you get that? We want to see a lot of things from other people. We want people to pay attention to us, but yet we pay no attention to ourselves. We want people to come in to provide for us, but yet we have no idea how to provide for ourselves. I really do feel like a lot of people reach a quick burnout because a lot of things that we go through, they're very, very one-sided. Like it's really a one-sided thing. I know I made a status earlier too to say like, as a woman, I really had to ask myself, like, what is it to be a woman? Like what does that entail? What does a woman entail? And like men tell us that we're the gatekeepers of sex, right? Like that's what we are. We are the gatekeepers of sex. I don't know if you guys know that. However, we are. I'm schooling bitches. What a dang game. But um yeah, you're the gatekeepers of sex. You get to decide who comes into you, who does all of these things. And as a woman, we're receivers. So whatever a person gives us, whatever somebody gives us, we're able to take it and make something totally different out of it, to make something totally new out of it. Um, a man, you tell him that you love him and you sleep with him and you have his baby. You see what I'm saying? He gives unto you and you give, and in return, you give him something greater. Everything that a man is capable of giving you, or anything that you require from a man, you have to be able to take it and make it better. And that's just how I always see myself with anybody though. Anytime I encounter a person, anytime I come into a person, what can I do to make your life better? I was talking to a guy the other day, and we were essentially. He was telling me about all of his businesses. He said he has two businesses. Well, he has two shops, but he does have two businesses. He has two shops. He also works for a trucking company. He has three kids, and then he's a personal trainer as well. And to me, that's just really like, and he takes care of his kids, right? They stay with him. He's a full time dad. And that's, to me, that's a really, really busy schedule. So as a woman coming into that, the first question I would want to ask myself is, okay, so how do I get to spend more time with him? Because my love language is quality time. That's how I know how to love. That's how I love. So for me to have to come into a person who has absolutely no time for me, how do I make time to fit into your life? Where do you make time for me to fit into your life? And I asked him, I said, so where do you fall on that big list of yours? And he said, usually last. I usually come last. I usually don't I was like, dang, that's. He's like, yeah, I make time for myself though. I was like, that's what's up. I feel it. He's like, yeah, I make time for the things that I want to do. And and so I said, well, if you come last, then where does that leave your woman? And he gave me the same answer. I make time for what I want. How often do you make time for yourself though, right? So I feel like it's a thing where we want people to come in and make time for us, but we don't make time for ourselves. Where we prioritize ourselves last, but we want somebody to come in and prioritize us first. I really feel like that's how we're meeting those burnouts where we're traumatized, right? I've been hurt, I've been kicked over, I've been knocked down. People have crushed me to my core. And so every time I encounter a new person, well, now you got to show me you before I show you me. Hello, what are you? I really do believe that, and we can chalk it up to a lot of things. A lot of people say it's trauma. A lot of people say it's in whatever it is, right? No matter how you twist it, no matter how you flip it, no matter what you say, we're hypocrites. Whether indecisiveness leads to hypocrisy, anything, not knowing yourself leads to hypocrisies. Because when you say that you won't do something, and I mean, when you say that wholeheartedly, like, I'm not doing it, but then you find yourself in love with a person and you find yourself head over heels for a person and they ask you to do something and you're like, oh my God, if I don't want to lose them. I kind of think of it as like, I had a conversation with my mom, and she was showing me a clip of when she went to speak to some ladies at a house who were in for drug abuse. And so when we were talking, she had started saying something towards the nature of um, what, like, about getting to know yourself. And I was like, yeah, when you're in love with drugs, right, they take away from you. They you do anything. She has a poem, um and it talks, it's about crack, and it's talking about, it says, yes, yes sir, crack, I'll sell my unborn baby for you. Yes sir, crack, I'll go to jail for you. And it's something, and that's always stuck with me, because in love, that's kind of how that happens. That's how we become hypocrites, where we say like, oh, I'll never sleep on the floor, or I'll never beg for money, or we got that pride at one point, and then somebody comes in and they break that pride down. So there's nothing that I won't do for the person that I love. But in terms to say what makes us sound so hypocritical is like, okay, yeah, you have to get past all of this tough exterior before you can actually see what I'm capable of or what I can give to you. And I think that's a big thing. I don't know how we move past that. I honestly don't know. Well, I do know, but I mean, for you guys, I know how I moved past it. Just really getting to know myself, standing firmly on the things that I wanted, knowing where I want to see myself, where I want to be, where I want to go. It really helps me implant that thought into my head that, hey, listen, if you say that that's the man for you, and that's who you want to be with, why are you doing everything that's counteractive to being with him? If a man tells you that he likes to wake up to a cooked meal, you want him to like you? Cause I want him to like me. So like, I'm gonna wake up and cook that meal. Like I wholeheartedly believe like if that's where I want to be. Cause one thing you have to understand, like a want becomes a want is something that you can make that becomes a necessity. And everybody feels as if when I say that I don't need anybody, I mean in the sense of a relationship, right? The sense of me and you being together, you're my man, I'm your woman. Like I don't need you. You understand that? Like I do not need you. Now, when we think of in as a collective, of course we need each other. Of course, I need you to survive. That's the song, that's the theory, and I wholeheartedly agree with it there that we do need other people to survive. But I don't need you to come into my life and cause me headaches. I don't need you to come into my life and make me feel as if I'm inadequate or allow you to make me feel as if I'm inadequate. I don't need that. I don't need you, especially any of your negative energy. You're not necessary until you become a necessity. You understand that? And I really have this thing. I get so tired. Like, you have to understand, without no pill, without no exo, without no bitch, I'm always 6 feet tall. You feel me? Like, I'm always big. I'm always a giant. And it's a lot of times where I feel like I put me up so many times to help people, to appease the people, to show people like this how I'm fucking with you. And I feel like a lot of us, that's what we do. And that's how we come, but that's how we turn into hypocrites. But instead of turning into a hypocrite, I just put my foot down. I said, no, I'm not doing it. The saying is, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And that's so true, because if you don't know your value, somebody will come along and tell you your value. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people telling me my value. I'm sick of people saying, well, if you slept with him, why can't you sleep with me? Or if you did that with the last person, why can't it be like, because bitch, I'm done. Bitch, I'm not that fucking person no more. You're looking for something that's not me. You crossing, you're like, I'm not. A lot of people, I feel like when women used to do the whole, oh yeah, you gotta wait 3 months to sleep with me. And men would be like, well, the last dude didn't have to wait 3 months. Nigga, you want the last bitch? Me and that last nigga, we not together. You want that bitch? We not together. I'm trying to work on something different with you. I'm trying to be a different person for you. And you wanna, I always think about the episodes on This Is Us, where I do Toby and Kate. That's their name, Toby and Kate. And Kate was missing the old Toby, but the new Toby, I mean, he had lost weight. He was more dedicated to himself. He was interested in doing things. But I really feel like when a person who you've become able to depend on in a sense of your trauma, you've bonded with the trauma that they were, and now that they're not, that's why it's hard. That's why when we start changing, people start understanding, like, I gotta move on, I gotta go, because this is not conducive. You're not filling that void the way you used to fill that void. When we were able to sit here and we used to be able to talk and do all of those things, and now we're not, because you're on a totally different level, so it feels like you're speaking another language to me. I don't know. But at some point, you got to get tired of tiptoeing around people. Baby, you are a giant. You are meant to do as giants do. And you have graced the earth so lightly. Once upon a time, like, baby, listen, let me help you understand something. These motherfuckers done made me I have to walk down and go demon on these motherfuckers, because they forget who the fuck you is. Like, baby, like, please excuse all of the shit that you thought about me. Excuse it. Because under this exterior, I mean it, I wholeheartedly mean it, I'm walking like a giant every single time. So don't get upset when you see my anger. Don't get upset when you see me. You have to understand, like, yay, y'all don't be handling people accordingly. Y'all don't handle people. You got these people who will go out there, they'll treat you like anything, they'll show you who the fuck that you're not. And then you go back to the people who appreciate you, who love you, and take it out on them. And I can tell you from experience how heartbreaking that is, you know, because I'm not the one who did it to you. I'm not the person who, and when you encounter that so many times, when you endure that so many times, it does break something inside of you that makes you feel like, oh, I can't be nice to everybody. And that's how hypocrisy sets in. Because the person that we thought we could be, we learned that we couldn't. The woman that you wanted to be, you learned that you could not be her. That's why men are mad at us. Because we're hypocrites. We can't be the women that we want to be because we hold on to too much shit. We can't be the man that we want to be because we hold on to too much trauma from the lady who cheated on us, from the man who cheated on us, and vice versa. These things go back and forth, in and out. It's just a million different ways, you know. And everybody fully has to stand in the truth of them and who they are and the things that they want in life. And once you start doing that, nobody can be mad at you. I'm consistent across the board. Why people ever get mad at anything that I do, I will never understand. There are people who I meet and they're like, you know, you're different, or you're strangers take me better than the people I've known for years. I've known people for years and they still get me misconstrued. And I don't change. If my mama could tell you that I was this person when I was a child, then you gotta understand that it's true. Because that's the lady who raised me. That's the lady who I ain't let put her hands in my head. That's the lady who had to work around everything that I told her no about. That's a lady who studied me. If she telling you like, hey, yeah, that's my daughter, believe her, because it's definitely that. I get frustrated a lot of times, and people think that it's my expectation of people. I have no expectation of people. I don't. I don't expect you to come into me any type of way. I don't expect you to treat me or handle me. I expect you to do what the fuck you want to do. That's all I ever expect. That's it. I expect you to do that. But when you do that, what I need you to know is the consequence that comes behind doing that. Especially if I warned you. I mean, especially if I fucking warned you. Like, if I told you, like, hey, this is a problem. This is getting on my nerves. Why are we doing this? 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 If I gotta go probably want to cracker on your ass, like, we got a problem, bro. Like, I really don't. And I don't, and a lot of people, they say that I have the expectation, but you guys have the expectation, right? That your expectation is that my disrespect is gonna look like your disrespect. And I want to wholeheartedly help you understand something right now. Bitch, it's not. I don't think like you. My disrespect would never look anything like your disrespect. Why would you have that standard of me? Why would you think because and why would you think that? And that's the issue. We think that when we disrespect somebody that they won't disrespect us back, or they have to be the bigger person because they're older, or that no, fuck you. And I wholeheartedly mean that. Fuck everybody who think that they could get up, step to me, walk towards me any type of fucking way. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about you. And I don't care who the fuck you think you are. I'm not playing small no more. There is no part of me. There is nothing inside of me that makes me want to just sit down when somebody try to step on me. Nothing. There is no part of me that make me want to sit down. I was talking to a guy. He hit me up and he was telling me that he wanted to check on our bond. Mind you, he's in a relationship, right? And I'm okay with that. I love him to death. Like, this is my dude. Like, what are you talking about? Anytime, any given time, spin the block, check on me, see about me. But the conversations that we were having made me ask the question as to why you wanted to check on our bond. And he was telling me, like, I just wanted to see if it was still there. And like I said, he in a relationship. So I had to ask him the question. I asked him, I said, well, why are you willing to sabotage your relationship? What's wrong in paradise? And he stopped. He shut up. Like, he just stopped talking. He's like, wait, what? He's like, well, you're not necessarily saying like you're not wrong or nothing, but like in the same sense, I needed an understanding. I needed to understand why you're willing to sacrifice your relationship in this moment. And he told me that, like, he said, like, dang, he said, you're not wrong. But then he refused, but he didn't want to tell me like that there was nothing, that there was something wrong in his relationship. But I already know. You can already tell, because what are you calling me for? If a person that you're dating has your best interest at heart, they're doing everything that you need them to do. They're doing all of the things that you say that they're doing for you. Why pick up the phone and call somebody else to check on an old bond that you had? You looking at you willing to fuck up the relationship that you in? And so that's why when people be like, "Ooh, cheating was a mistake," no, bitch. No, the fuck it wasn't. You see the way I just caught that shit? The same way I just caught that shit. Caught that shit is the same way anybody else can catch that shit. Call that shit. Y'all just don't be holding people accountable. Y'all got this bad habit of not holding people accountable. It's a standard that I have to hold you to, because I hold myself to a standard. And I'll be goddamned if I let you come in my life and be the weak link in my life. Because what they say, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And I'll be damned if you be the weak link that make me fall. We think that in raising our kids, raising children, that, oh, to hold them up, to show them that we have their back. Baby, the best way to have your child's back is to correct them. The best way to have anybody's back is to correct them, to show them where they fucked up at, to always let them know, like, hey, this, that. And then you got to know how to talk to the people that you're around. You got to know how to come into the people that you're dealing with too. That's how I say we want too much. That's how we become hypocrites, because we talk to a person a certain way, but then when they talk back to us that way, we're upset about it. But this is how you came unto me. This is what you did unto me. I thought you liked that. I thought that's how you liked being talked to. I thought that's how you like. Why show somebody what you don't want? I can only show you what I want. And to demand respect is a thing. But when I demand respect, I don't have to force it. There's no force here. I will leave. I will wholeheartedly leave. I will grab all of my shit. I will get all of my shit. I will get the fuck on. Stop talking to people like y'all not afraid to lose them. That's a problem. Y'all be willing to lose people, get mad in a moment and say the wildest shit. But then if somebody would have did it to you, there would be no, you're a hypocrite on all fronts. If you're indecisive, guess what? That's a road to hypocrisy. That's a road to hypocrisy. If you don't know yourself, you living in hypocrisy. Because the moment you fall in love again, it's over. It's over for you, bitch. I promise. I promise it's over for you. It's more. It's more to you. It's so much more. If you're not willing to pull it out, if you're not willing to dig down, if you're not willing to find something that's important, that's something to you. I mean, I've lived on my knees for too long, trying not to make too much of a noise, trying not to make too much of a rumble. Standing up is hard enough. I'll be damned if I let you strap me down and pull me to the floor again. I'll be damned. I don't think that there's too much that I could think of where I'll let a person pull me down ever again in life. Where I'll let a person think that they could possibly do it. You can't. You will not take me out this time. I have myself, guess what? Finding my self-worth, and it costs nothing. Oh, the only thing it required was that I be born. And that's what self-worth is. Bitch, you can't tell me shit about myself. Bitch, I don't give a fuck how you feel about me. I don't give a fuck about how I did you, what you think I did, how bad you think it was. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that, bitch. I had to stop being a hypocrite with myself first. And you have to understand the detriment of that. When I stop crossing boundaries with myself, when I stop crossing boundaries that I created with myself, my mom has a quote on her wall that says that the best version of yourself is the disciplined version of yourself. And I agree. the best version of me is definitely the disciplined version of me. Just understanding that, just knowing that what I have to sacrifice, what I have to give up, knowing that, oh, okay, I want to be for all the women who want to be somebody's wife. I'm not having sex with nobody. And it's not to say that like it's not to say that, oh, it's a thing where, okay, I can't have sex with anybody, because you can wholeheartedly go out and choose who you want to have sex with. But to be a kept woman is better than to be a loose woman. What you think men gonna think? I often think about how you want a man to trust you, and then they say like first impressions are everything. So I meet you on the first night, I fuck you on the first night. How you gonna feel like you special? You gonna be like, well, what made you so different? What made you think like? Cause I mean, that's the way the mind tick, like, right? Any nigga that I ever met who decided to spread my booty cheeks and eat it from the back on the first night, bitch, ain't no doubt in my mind. You done did that to 50 other women. No doubt in my mind. I don't doubt. You like eating booty? I'm like, what? Come on. What do you mean? There's not. I'm not gonna think any other way of you. But a guy who come into me and he don't touch me, he just talking to me, he just cooling. And it might not be the case that it might not be the case that he is, or that he's not. I just understand that it's you had a certain level of respect or uninterest, whatever the fuck it was. You kept it. You kept it to yourself. And I can trust a person who will keep it to themselves. I can trust a person who will give it to me if you're willing to show me it after you do it. But if you did it to me, if the vibe was right with the next person, you do it with them. And that's just how I'm gonna feel. Because even on a good day, I know the restraint that it takes. When the vibe is strong, when everything good, you feeling a little lonely. You feel me? Like you're a little lonely, and now you're thinking like, oh my gosh, it's a good vibe. We could possibly, if the vibe is right, we gonna do what we do. Like you talking about, like we just gonna do it. I mean, you just do it. That's just it. But then the vibe don't be right. Make them wait. Make them wait. Make them wait every single time. Fellas, make them wait. Make them wait every single fucking time. I don't give a fuck. Ayana asked the lady if she would date a bus driver. And she said no. And Ayana said, see, that's a problem. You require men to come with shit that you don't come with. Oh, well, she didn't say it like that. I don't even know if Ayana cussed, but she ain't cussed. But you require shit from men that you're not capable of. A man could come into a woman and build her up, give her all of these things, show her all of these things, and we'll be like, oh my god. But for a woman to come into a man and say, oh, I'm gonna build him, it takes a special type of woman, because there's too many women out here who for themselves. And so when a man be telling me like, oh, I can't find a woman, I can't, but you just harping about all the bad women. I don't know. We all hypocrites. Every single last one of us. From the men to the women, and we so focused on trying to fix everybody else that we refuse to fix the person that really matters. Like a relationship will never. I just don't. You'll forever be dwindling yourself. You'll forever be cutting yourself off. It can work. A relationship can work. You can wholeheartedly have a relationship. But it's going to be one-sided than a motherfucker. And the thing is, you're going to have to find a person that'll be able to put up with that one-sidedness. I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that in a relationship. I never want to feel that. Everything I want to feel by myself is what I want to feel with somebody else. So I know how important it is to not settle. Settling is why we keep getting stuck. That's why we keep ending up back at square one. Because we keep settling for shit. Because we keep thinking it's okay. That like, hey, like if I do this, then I'll be fine. And the truth is, you won't. You're forever going to be missing out on something. You're forever going to still want that something. It might seem difficult to grasp, or maybe the word is just too hard if I'm calling you a hypocrite. But I really feel like if you think about it, if you get deep down to it, Not knowing what you want makes you a hypocrite. Not knowing what you want, not knowing what you need from whoever you're dealing with, all of those things. Because in one moment they'll ask you like, "Hey, do you like this?" And you'll say, "No, I don't like flowers." You gotta know you. I want every way you love. I want every damn language you speak. Give it to me. I will not hinder you. Whatever gift you want to give to me, whatever you want to pour into me, pour it into me. And I'm gonna turn around and do the same. Like, that's just how it is. Well, I thank you all for tuning into the immersive experience. It's been a good one. I think that this one is something that I wanted to talk about solely because I feel like it's a lot of things that I deal with that within myself that I used to deal with or still deal with from time to time about how I cross myself, how I'm very hypocritical with myself, how I can say that I won't do something with myself and then I end up doing it. Putting yourself first is really, really hard when we find a lot of value in what we do for other people. So, like I said, thank you guys for tuning into the immersive experience, and I will see you guys back next Sunday at 7 p.m. As always, tuned, pumped, and ready. So we'll definitely get somewhere. We'll talk about something for sure. We'll think of it. No, all right. Well, you guys have a great evening. Enjoy your Sunday.